Welcome, everybody. My name is Jodie Jordan. I'm a demonstrator for Stampin' Up, and today I'm going to demonstrate a gift box, a llama gift box. Um, when I seen this on the website, it's actually on the, I purchased the SVG file from My Scrap Chick. And when I seen it, I knew I wanted to make it because it coordinates so well with our Zoo Crew Suite collection or the Zany Zoo stamp set. And I will use those product or that product to complete the project at the end. And I'm using Stampin' Up paper and things like that. But as far as the project goes, this does not come from Stampin' Up. This is from um, an SVG file that I uploaded to my Cricut cutting machine from my Scrap Chick. Also, I want to tell you that when I made this, I had no idea. Now, I have done boxes like this before because if you know me, I do a lot of craft fairs, mainly during the fall and Christmas months, but I have put together similar items like this before. But I only had a picture, so with that being said, just kind of bear with me a little bit because I'm trying to figure out where pieces go. I did edit out some of it just because the video was getting kind of long and I didn't want you to, have to suffer through all of my mistakes. But right now I'm just making the basic part of the box. Um, it's pretty simple. It goes together just like any other box that we make if we're making it on our regular scoreboard. Um, I was excited that I could do this project because I'm actually making it for my team leader, Wendy. She just reached $700,000 in Stampin' Up sales, which for the Stampin' Up community, that is huge. And she's just an amazing mentor, and I hope someday I can follow in her footsteps. But back to the project, I'm just going around the edges and I'm giving it a little definition by using the Pool Party ink. And I do this on all the layers. And later on, I'm going to realize that I'm going to mail this all the way to California. So I need it to be a lot more sturdy than just one layer. So later on, I'm going to stop and I'm going to go ahead and make more layers and glue those together. And you'll see why in a few minutes when I start kind of putting the box together or the whole thing, start assembling it or thinking about assembling it, I guess I should say. It starts it becomes real wobbly when you put it on there, and I definitely don't want that. And I know that, I'm putting Bath and Body Works in here, and you know how heavy that is. So I definitely don't want the box to get crushed when I ship it. So here I am just looking for all the different pieces. And like I said, when I decided to make this box, I had no idea, how to put it together. Like a lot of these pieces are doubled. I didn't know where they went. In fact, I was trying to stick the back of the box on the front of the llama because I didn't realize it was the back. But I eventually figured it out. I love doing projects like this because it just kind of shows you that you can use your stamps for more than just making cards or scrapbooking. You can make really nice gifts and stamp the sentiments onto, gifts or things for craft fairs. This is the piece that I think this box is called a Llama Booty Box or something like that. So I should have known that this was the backs just from the title of it being Booty Box. But like I said, I was putting it together from a picture, so Um, it is what it is. I thought about speeding this video up, but I kind of wanted to show you in real time how, it goes together. And these are some teeny tiny little pieces, and I had, decided to sponge those just a little bit too, because even though they're like what is that, the very vanilla, it's so close to white that I wanted to kind of make it stand out a little bit. You also could have probably popped up the ears on dimensionals, but I just chose to glue it flat. I'm sitting here thinking that this box is so cute when it's finished. Like maybe I could possibly maybe make a Santa hat or something just to so I could use it in my craft fair. It really is so cute when it's done. Um, and I could definitely put, treats in here now. I wouldn't have to make it so thick and sturdy if I just used, candy in the back, but knowing me, I probably would make it at least a couple, or at least 2 layers. Um, with this, I made it 3, just because I wanted the box to be extra sturdy. But yeah, I'm thinking that I might try that, try to figure out a way to put a Santa hat on it or antlers. That would be even cuter. Here I'm just, like I said, I'm trying to figure out all these. Here you can see I'm starting to try to figure out where the pieces go. And I even put dimensionals on the back and I'm about to glue it down. But then I realized where it goes. I just had a thought that this llama kind of has like I don't know, a necklace or kind of like I don't know, maybe I don't know if it's supposed to be like a bridle or what it is, but with the Christmas theme, it could be like little Christmas lights wrapped around. The more and more I think about it, the more I'm definitely probably going to end up doing this for a Christmas project for my craft fair. Let me know in the description below. Do any of you do craft fairs? I'm going to do a craft fair series, but when I do, excuse me, when I do stuff like that, it won't all be Stampin' Up product, and it could be some retired product. So, um, nothing's worse to me than to watch a video and see something that you cannot buy. I, I don't like to watch videos like that, so I don't want to, I purchased a ton of packs of paper from last year for Christmas just to create projects for my craft fairs, and I make craft fair items all year long because um, my craft fairs are that big. Like I make a lot of money from them, and I have customers that buy from me every single year. So um, I try to, stock up on Christmas paper when I can, and a lot of times, that has to be the year before. Um, most of the time you can get paper cheaper at the end of the year, but normally Stampin' Up! Christmas paper is so popular that they don't normally put it on sale. But so I usually, stock up on it anyways, just because it's the cutest paper ever. Stampin' Up! Is my absolute favorite. And the reason why I like using the Stampin' Up! Paper is because it coordinates with all of my ink and my ribbons and everything. So that just ties the projects in to make them even better. But let me know if you would like to see um, some of like a series on craft fair items, and it'll be mostly it'll be all 3D items. It'll be, really fun gift ideas that I sell each year. Now, when I told you that I'm just putting this together based on a photo, um, not all of the not all of the My Scrapchick designs are like that. She does do some videos. I think that her older designs, she did not do them. I think as she puts out newer items, she does. So, um, that's some of the things that she has definitely could use a video. There were a couple things that I purchased that I was going to demonstrate, and it was too difficult to put together, so I didn't. But for the most part, it's fair. The things that I'm going to do are going to be simple items. Now, see how that was kind of wobbling around? That's when I kind of decide that uh, it's going to need more than one layer. But I keep going on with the project, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, should I or should I not? And then after I realized that there's the hooves for this is going to hold all the weight of the Bath and Body Works lotion and soap. That's when I'm like, okay, I know I have to make it thicker because the way that the design is it's almost like a little leg that holds it. So you won't know that I stopped the video because I edited that part out, but definitely, if you're gonna make this and you plan on putting anything in it with weight, make it at least 2 or 3 layers. Now, I'm not talking about, like, the decoration part, which, I mean, you could if you wanted it to stick out more, or I just use dimensionals to make it stick out more, but, I'm talking about the actual parts of the box that, glue to the little square here. Here, I'm pulling off the dimensionals. I'm about to stick this down. I'm actually going to think about pulling up the little necklace or bridle or whatever it is because I still have not figured out that this is the back of the box. Now I'm looking at it and I'm figuring it out now because I'm like, well, not yet. Now I'm figuring it out. Now here on this little hoof, there's like a little line or a cutout in the middle, and that is so you can line it up to glue part on the box and let the other part, the hoof parts, like the hang down. And this is why I was saying, that's just one piece of cardstock. Now, Stampin' Up! Cardstock is very thick and it's kind of like when I run it through my Cricut cutting machine, I cut it at 80 pound. So it's thicker. It's a lot, it's a more heavier card weight. But when you think about, how heavy the lotion is going to be, then, you definitely, I think I made this 3 layers. I think I added 2 more onto this. Because if I put that in there right now, it's just going to smash it right down. But making it the 3 layers, it's almost like a kind of like a cardboard. I actually seen a picture of the llama after it made it to California, so I think I did pretty good with wrapping it, and it didn't look smashed. So, um, you know, my glue keeps getting clogged up, but here I'm adding those extra layers. And I didn't sponge around these because it's going to be behind the main one that I sponged already. Doing extra layers is nothing new for me. I definitely, when I make things, I want it to, I don't know, it's just a personal thing for me, but I'm like, when I make it, I always want it to be sturdy and kind of like a keepsake kind of thing, because some people will just pitch it in the garbage, and then some people will keep this forever until it just, so I try to make it to where they can keep it for as long as they want, or even regift it, like, if but I even with my cards, I do a lot of layering and make things thicker. So, um, and I do that for my craft fair items. It's something that I'm selling, and I feel like if I'm going to sell it at a craft fair, I want it to be just I want it to be nicer than anything that they could buy at the store. So that's why I do so many layers and make it thicker. And the reason I did this was because the llama was wobbling around at the top, and I didn't necessarily need to do it for the back of the box for the this part that I'm gluing right now, but I wanted to keep the paper consistent in the thickness, so I did. But the llama was wobbling around at the top, and I didn't want that. So that's why I chose to do the extra layers. And then, of course, the bottom, these black pieces, the hooves, you don't want that with the extra weight. Whatever you're putting in there, it's going to be heavy. So, or what I'm putting in there is heavy. So that's why I'm doing these extra layers. Um, now, uh, for my craft fairs, I have a cousin that I made her kids some really cute things years and years ago, and she literally pulls it out every Christmas and uses it as a decoration. So, that's just something to think about, that people do keep things when you're making your projects. I ended up losing one of the hooves. I couldn't find it, and so I didn't want to load up the machine again. So I ended up just laying one of the pieces over a black piece of cardstock and just cut around it to keep the shape. So that's what I'm doing right now. I also have a really cute monkey box to match the monkey stamp set that I was thinking about doing. I haven't taken the time to figure out how the cutting of the pieces yet, what colors and things like that. I think it's mainly just going to be the browns. Um, but I've already seen some projects with that stamp set for like little treat bags and things. So I kind of gone back and forth about whether or not I'm going to demonstrate that or not. I want to do more than just cards and scrapbook pages. Paper crafting is so much more, but I definitely will use my Stampin' Up! Products because, the cardstock alone is just my absolute favorite when I'm doing Cricut projects. Um, it's sturdy and thick, and it makes everything look nice. And as I said before, Stampin' Up! Makes it so easy to coordinate your ribbons and your inks and your markers and all your papers. So it really ties everything together and makes it look nice. I'm not really sure what this thing is. I mean, I know like I've seen some like where they put like little like rugs, I guess, on the side. I don't or on like things for fiestas and things like that, but I really don't know what those little half circles are. But to me, it looked like a little saddle or like a little uh, like blanket, I guess, over the top of it. So that's why I made it kind of festive, and I tried to keep pretty close to the colors that were in the paper for the um, Zoo Crew paper. But towards the end, I started changing it up because then, well, when I start to put the dots on. here in just a minute. I changed up, instead of putting the dots, I decided to put some of our adhesive act gems, and the ones that I'm going to use are from last year. And again, I know I hate seeing something that I can't buy, but I had them in my stash and I want to use them up. And I usually keep that stuff and use it for practice projects, or if I do have a gift, and the colors coordinated really good. So I went ahead and used them, but I apologize that you cannot purchase those any longer. People are always telling me that I should do craft fairs year round, but in my experience, the items that sell are usually at Christmas, like to the point to where I make booth rent, I make Easter projects and other things like that, but I generally just, sell those to people that know that I make projects like this. I don't set up a booth at the craft fair because, booth rent some of the places is high. So, um, I really only make my money back and then some at, the Christmas ones. I think that's just because, for Easter, you buy your kid an Easter basket or an Easter project. At Christmas, you're buying everybody something. Your coworkers, I even make gifts for my mailman and, um, the delivery people. I always make gifts for them at Christmas, but the other holidays, well, even the other holidays, I give them stuff. Halloween, I always give my delivery people stuff, and the mailman, they love me. In fact, my last mail lady, she was so upset that I told her I was moving, and isn't going to be my mail person anymore. So she was I think she's probably upset because, some of those people, they get overlooked a lot of times. People don't, think about them, but I to me, it's an excuse to give a cute gift like this. That's my favorite thing about paper crafting is making these, just things that people you can't buy at the store. So, and I can do it whenever I want. I don't have to wait for it to, you know, be in the store for me to make it and give it to someone. Just like this. I don't know what season a llama would be, I guess summer, but if I wanted to make this at Christmas and put the hat on it, it might not be available in a store. So, you know. So the box is starting to come together, and here's those dots. Like I cut out the paper, but then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna put the gems on there because I think it'll be more 3D and it'll look better. And in the end, I'm, happy that I did versus just putting a little piece of paper glued down. And it helps me use up some of my old dots that I had laying around that, I won't use on projects that I would demonstrate for you guys normally. But since this was a gift and I was given, I wanted it to kind of coordinate, so I decided to use the older product. Now, with that being said, I do believe you can get this same kind of gem, but I think they may be, I can't remember which ones are like this in the matte. They're like a matte dot in the brighter colors. I don't have my catalog right next to me while I'm doing the voiceover, but I know we have some that are similar to this, just maybe a little bit different colors. I'm having trouble getting them on a little thing, my pick tool. I think this makes it look so much better with the little gems on there. And then it was perfect because it was 5 different colors, and it just happened to be the five different dots that you could put on there, so it worked out. hope everyone likes this project. I just love it. It's so cute. I originally I wasn't really a card maker. It wasn't until I decided to do Stampin' Up as a business that I started making the cards. I would do some cards. Um, in fact, I do cards and sell them at my craft fairs, but they're not the thing that I make any money on. Most of the time, I'm giving them away or donating them if I don't give them or if I don't use them for my personal use. They're not a big seller at the craft fair. Now, tags are, whenever I make tags, they're a big seller. In fact, I almost always sell out of those. There, it's kind of coming loose a little bit, but I end up fixing it off camera. But there it is. Super cute, right? The Llama Booty Box. Okay, so now I'm just doing I can't remember where these, the tailor-made tag dies and the Zany Zoo stamp set. Um, I had already stamped it once and messed it up, and I decided to stamp it again and then cut it out with the dies. I didn't get it straight, or it isn't that I didn't get it straight. It's just that it was kind of long and it didn't fit in the as well as I wanted it to, versus stamping it first and then cutting it out. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just gonna cut that tag out real quick. I love these tag dies. They're really nice. I keep thinking I might buy a second set. Or when I do my craft fairs because I can cut out more than one at a time. Um, when I'm die cutting, doing one at a time takes forever. But the stitching, I love the stitching. Anything stitched, it's my favorite. I love it. So what I end up doing is I just end up just layering to make it the tag thicker. I end up layering it on the one that I had stamped and I didn't like. I just layer it over top of it. Now that little like I don't know what you call that little thing. When you cut them out, you get three at a time. Um, I guess that like a hole reinforcement. Um, I probably should have put one on the front, one on the back, but I didn't. I just double layered it up. I mean, either way, it's gonna work the same. It's gonna keep your ribbon from tearing the hole. but and here on this one, it's still just a little bit, it's too much. It covers my sentiment, so I end up cutting it off a little bit, just a little bit with my snips. I wanted to use it because I wanted to tie in, the orange or the pumpkin pie. Now the ribbon that I'm about to use, it comes in the Zoo Crew Sweet Collection. It's a double pack. I can't remember the name of it, but it comes together. So here I'm using champagne sprinkles. I thought this was perfect for, a celebratory milestone to send to her. And it smells pretty good. Now, if I could do this over again, I would have put the name of the lotion going one way and then um the soap going the other way, because you honestly cannot see the lotion in behind the soap, but when you put it in the box, you're going to see both sides, but that's just a preference of mine. You don't have to do it that way. And also, if you're a paper crafter, here's a little tip. Every time you go to Bath and Body Works, they have gift bags. Grab a handful because you always need these little clear bags, and they're the perfect size. And I have every time I go in there and I buy some, I grab a handful, and you can even cut them down if you want. So, but they're perfect for, you know, not just for the lotions, but because sometimes I get them, and I buy a lot of Bath and Body Works because when they have the buy three get three or whatever, that's 6 bottles. But I grab the bags anyways because even though I know I'm not gonna make them for a gift, but I'll use them for my craft fair. I just love this suite. It's so cute, and the colors are so bright and cheery. And this box you would never know that it didn't all coordinate and come together. Like you would, if you bought it at a store or if you've seen it somewhere else, you would never know that, the llama came from my scrap chick, and you would never know that it wasn't like a die cut or something like that. I know that some companies make dies that you can make 3D items like this from. Stampin' Up! Usually they'll do like some bags and boxes, but they've never really done like a critter or things like that, at least that I know of since I've been around. I keep writing them and telling them because when I first joined Stampin' Up!, they had um, SVGs. They had files that you could buy and cut out with your machine for like ladies that had like arthritis and things like that that couldn't really do the die cut machine. When I first started, they had the files that you could buy for your cutting machines, and they did away with it. And I keep writing into the suggestion box to bring it back. So if you're a demonstrator and you're watching this, write into the suggestion box and tell them you want the SVGs back. So that's the finished project. Super cute, right? So I will link in the at the end of this video, I will link the how to make the card. I did that in a previous video, and that will be available right here. Thanks. I just want to say that I'm sorry that the voiceover is not lining up. I have no idea why it's doing that, but I'm not on my normal equipment that I normally use, so that could be why. And I'm sorry about the echo for the voiceover. I'm not using my normal microphone. So sorry about that. Bye bye.